So today, I want to say, untie yourself so you could go. I wish I could ask you to say that. Untie me that I could go. Because 90% of the time, we are the one who hold ourselves in bondage in the grave. And so for you to do this, you need three things, you and me. It's not you, one for you, one for me. No, take all the three. Don't keep any of them in the church while you live. Grab all of them and go. Number one, the Spirit of God. In the first reading, Ezekiel said, I will raise you, your spirit from the grave. In the gospel, Lazarus was raised from the grave. In the second reading, St. Paul said, if the spirit of the one who raised Jesus from the dead. You see, the three readings said the same thing. So, put this one in your wallet. You need the Spirit of God. Number two, you need the Word of God. Because Lazarus was in the grave, he heard the voice of Jesus, said, Lazarus, come out from the grave. You need the Word of God, because when you hear the Word of God, you will believe. If you don't hear, or if you don't listen, you don't need a hearing aid to hear this one. It's here, not here. You don't need to go buy hearing aid. You pay nothing. You need the Word of God to hear. Lazarus was able in the grave to hear the Word of God. And he shouted, Jesus! Remember, the sister said, he must be stinky right now. Do you think he was stinky? He shouted, Jesus. He heard the voice of Jesus shout, Lazarus, come out. So my message today is, number one, you need these three things and you will go. Number one, the Spirit of God in you. Having traveled these 40 days in the desert, the Spirit must be dwelling in you. Number two, you have the Word of God, because the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Number three, so that I will make my homily very simple. At least if you don't remember one, you remember two. If you don't remember two, you remember three. If you remember three of them, you take the bundle and go home. You bundle it. Number three is that you have to believe. You said to Martha, do you believe? Look at Israel, we are in the desert, and all of a sudden they started murmuring. God fed them. Fed them, did everything. And at some point they started murmuring. And the Lord said, because you murmured against me, all of you who did this murmuring will not cross this place. And they all died. So in the book of Ezekiel, the Lord sent Ezekiel back and said, go and raise them up, because they are my people. Can you hear me? They all died. They didn't make the 40 days because their 40 days turned into 40 years. Grumbling, backbiting, hypocrisy. These are the reasons why they died in the desert. And being judgmental of God and of their neighbor. Never satisfied. They said, well, we've been eating all this food in Egypt. Why do you bring us here to destroy us? And God said, okay, good for you. So you need to hear the word, the voice of God, and believe that the word of God becomes flesh and live among us. And so you will hear, you will go, and you will hear the voice that says, untie them and let them go. So Ezekiel went to the graveyard and shouted, my people, let my people go. Just as Jesus shouted in the grave of Lazarus, Lazarus, come out. He went to the cemetery and shouted, let my people go. And the people who were in the grave started jumping and did happy dance. I'm not making it up. It's just what the Bible said. And Ezekiel led them out, and they went to the promised land. And God said to them, we are walking to the promised land, and we will need to walk gallantly, because he said, untie them, let them go. The three things that will keep you tied in the grave is, number one, if you don't believe. Number two, fear. Number three, doubt. Number four, anger, backbiting, hypocrisy, all of that, put one. Leave all of them in the grave and get up and go. So may the Lord, who will walk us through Palm Sunday next week, because he said, let us go on Palm Sunday. He walk with us by our side, holding our hands, and we do this together. Untie them and let them go.